This is darkly colored, maybe a hint of purple to it, but it's mostly red on out to the very thin white watery meniscus, maybe a little touch of pink there, developing at most. You know, looks pretty youthful, in other words. In terms of viscosity, I've got, gosh, medium viscosity, medium to medium plus. I've got color in the legs. Nothing really to report. Not a lot of color in the legs, just for the FYI, okay? Wow, that's a very interesting kind of smell. It's very spicy, almost soap dish kind of floral note. Interesting, yeah, it's like lavender. Wow, I wonder what's going on here, huh? Who knows? Let's just take it a piece at a time. Moderate intensity. There is kind of a sweet blueberry note. There's a sweet kind of raisin note there. Certainly still smelling relatively youthful. Black fruits. But black plum, black cherry, not all the way to blackberry or cassis or boysenberry or stuff like that. The oak elements seem fairly significant here. Vanilla, bit toasty, not really all the way to coffee bean, but certainly there's some medium toast to heavy toast barrels in here. I would say quite a bit of spice, frankly. It seems to be more of an oak expression than a fruit expression, to be quite honest with you. Certainly I get plenty of fruit, mono variety kind of smells so far. Not a obvious blend, not that complex. Vanilla coming up, so more barrel. I couldn't call this American oak. I'd stay with French oak on this thing. It might be American oak, you know. Could be a tiny bit in there. There's some red fruits in there, but the vanilla just sort of covers everything else up. Nothing floral to speak of, except that lavender, and it really is, it's sort of an almost artificial lavender, and actually I'm wrong on the floral thing. There's more and more like red flowers, white flowers going on. It's a really interesting animal. I have no idea what I've got in front of me, that's for sure. So the herb is kind of this artificial lavender, almost kind of candy thing going on in there, but not vegetal at all. In terms of earth, I'm going to go with dry earth potting soil, dry potting soil, dried out humus. Okay. Tannic as one might expect. All that oak's got to show up somewhere, right? Yeah, there's plenty of new oak on this thing. French oak barrels, probably European anyway. Tannins are moderate plus to high, more along the lines of high. Kind of overwhelm the fruit, to be quite honest with you. This has a nutty sort of character to it. This has black cherry, black plum, still focusing around a mono variety. The tannins are pretty hard on the tongue right now. Acids seem a little bit lowish. Yeah. It's almost low acid. Tannins are significant. All right. right. In terms of what's going on in the mouth, I get black fruits, black cherry, black plum, red cherry, maybe. It's all black fruits. Alcohols really weren't that significant, but lingering over 14, 14.2, something like that. Little touch of blue fruits. This is tannin, tannin, and tannin. Yeah, it's hard to find anything else in here, to be honest with you. Little touch of blue fruit, certainly very pleasant, but a little too grabby. The tannins are just a little too significant for the fruit. I don't think it's that the wine got over oaked, although possibly that is what happened here. But I think it's just in the nature of this particular wine. The grapes that they got were kind of little shot berries sort of things, where you get a little too much tannin. Length is moderate plus. The acids, like I say, moderate minus, tannins, moderate plus to high. In terms of what grape I'm dealing with here, wow. Not black peppery enough for Syrah. I've been fussing around with Merlot as an opportunity here as I've gone through this wine. Could it be a Malbec? Yeah, but where's that purple color? You know what I mean? That's kind of the giveaway right now for Malbec. If you're drinking it young, the tannins would be right though. Malbec is a pretty tannic wine. It just is too tannic to me to seem like it comes from that it's Argentine Malbec, because they make pretty plush sorts of wines. But that would fall in line with the with that whole acid thing, which is to say there's not enough acid in this wine for me. Somebody in California doing Malbec? Where's the color? I don't know, I can't get it out of my head, even though I just don't, there are pieces that are missing here. But when I try to place it in, this kind of tea leaf note where I expect Merlot to go, when I expect the cedary notes of Cabernet, and none of it quite falls into line. So I think I've missed something here, is the likely outcome. And the alcohols are just still a little bit lofty, a little troublesome. So I'm just going to have to cut bait, move on. I've tried everything I can think of. I'm just going to end up with an unusual Argentine Malbec, let's say 2007. So what do we got here? Elyse Zinfandel. Alcohol. A little too much oak. French oak, I think, primarily. Yeah, the alcohols are bugging me. There was that kind of loose sort of, I call it jelly sometimes, this kind of jelly note right at the end. But, you expect to get more red fruits out of Zinfandel. This is Morosoli from Elyse. They don't make your typical Zinfandel. It doesn't have the kind of raisinated character that a lot of other Zinfandels have, that really, frankly, bores the crap out of me. So I like this a lot. You could tell I had trouble with it because it's like a Malbec that doesn't exist. It is 2007. Can I hang my hat on that one? That's all I got.